Good evening. My name is Tiana Piles. I'm one of the co-founders of BSTARS, Breastfeeding Sisters that are receiving support. Thank you for joining me this evening. Welcome. We're going to talk about weaning. So we've gone through a few other things, thinking about breastfeeding while pregnant, what to expect the first few hours after birth, what to expect a few days after getting home. Hello, Doula with the K. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure to see you. So, and then we went off to get ready for work, right? So now we're talking about, is it time to wean? So let's first start with, I guess, some encouragement from the World Health Organization. It is encouraged that we breastfeed our babies or offer human milk to our babies for at least the first 2 years of life. And in those 2 years, there are still great benefit to. Hey, I'm trying. There's still great benefit for both baby and mom, just to say. So it's not just food and infant nutrition. This also helps with a few things for the mother as well. So WHO code, World Health Organization, till 2. However, that is easier said than done sometimes, especially if you do not have a supportive circle of support, whatever that may mean to you. And so in other parts of the world, like the World Health Organization, it's a little bit easier because there are certain policies in order, other support in order. And so here in the United States, we find that although we are working on it, we are not representing very well as one of, supposed to be, a leading country in some things. And hopefully maybe there'll be some things coming up the pike, especially with the change of guard in the White House. So, we'll keep our prayers on that. But in the meantime, one of the reasons in which BSTARS was created was because no matter what, anything going on politically, even sometimes downright in our own homes, it's important for us as sisters to know that there is a true circle of support to help you meet your breastfeeding goals. And let it be known and let it be clear that although we do encourage breastfeeding long term, and it does help with certain health benefits for baby and mom, that your journey is your journey. And so this is without judgment. I'm just glad sometimes to hear that mom has decided to breastfeed, even if that means in the hospital or for the first 6 weeks while she's at home. Whatever period of time that allows her to bond with her baby, to give that precious liquid gold to her baby. We try our best to support that. So please, congratulations, and whatever that means to you and your breastfeeding goals and your journey. And so now you're thinking about weaning. So there are two types of weaning. There's a baby-led weaning, and then there is a family and mom-led weaning. And so let's talk about baby-led weaning first. This can be a little bit more, I don't know, I was going to say comfortable, but sometimes the baby don't want to give it up. There are some who they feel they've come to the end of their journey. Perhaps maybe they have other siblings and cousins who are running around, not worried about breastfeeding. And so they feel like, okay, I guess I'm going to join the fold and I'm done with my breastfeeding journey. And then there's others who nurse and nurse and nurse and nurse and nurse and nurse. And then baby-led weaning turns into mommy-led weaning or family-led weaning because they just love it that much. And so wherever you may find yourself, you may begin the weaning process. And so, all right, there are usually a few reasons. Going back to work, don't have that support needed, perhaps, to further your breastfeeding journey, or you feel that it's time. And whatever that period of time is. You just may feel that it's time. And so regardless of your friends and family around you that hopefully have supported you properly, they also will support you in trying to wean your baby. All right, so I'm going to share my personal journey because maybe it's helpful for a few others. I breastfed four babies until three, and then I let them wean from there. But they were not going to be breastfeeding at four. That was my thing. So baby led weaning, but it ended up finally, weaning afterward. So my first baby, when sometimes people wean because of teething. So okay, let's talk about that. Those teeth, you start to get those wonderful little nubs coming up, and you see that little pearly white sticking through the gums, and you're like, oh my goodness, they're teething and they're getting teeth, which is exciting but also terrifying for a breastfeeding mother. Oh my goodness. And so I know that y'all definitely can relate to that. And so my firstborn, I was like that as well. And so I just was very anxious. Already kind of a little dumbed down a little bit. No teeth, I can handle it. But as he was teething and teeth were coming out, I literally would watch him as nursed, and any sign of a stop of nursing, the jaw movement, and move to that gummy something on my nipple. Oh my goodness. I just like and take off. And so just terrified. So there came a time in our nursing that he gave me a really rub of his needing to, just scratches, just for some comfort of his for his teething. And so I ripped them off of my body. Ow, oh, and I said to him, boy, I put my hand over his breast, over my nipple, over his breast. And I said, boy, you're gonna bite my nipple off just like that, right? This boy is 23 years old. I still remember that. And so he looked at me, and I'm trying to remember just how old he was. But our babies are smart, and we were engaging them all the time. So it's not a very big deal to talk to your children in the different voices that we do. But he looked at me. He looked at my hand over his breast. I will say that. And then processed about, like truly, like, and then never did it again. So I had, prior to this processing my thought, done it maybe about 3 times, where I ripped him off my breast. And so for him, he's like, he's hungry. He wants to nurse. So he, goes back to it. So by my third time around, and I said that to him, he understood the correlation and that he still wanted this good milk. In order for him to get it, he would not do that. And so I thought, my baby just process this thought. And so I said, if I ever have any more children, I would consciously do that. And so for my second child, who's my only girl, it only took her twice. And she was like, oh, this is that. Okay, all right. And then kept going. So I was like, okay, wow. My children, these children are really smart and are listening. And so third child, maybe 2-3 times again. And then my fourth child, it took him once. He was like, what? This is what it is? Okay. And then that was it. So hopefully your getting through teething will be just about there. And I'm not saying it's going to be all pain-free, unfortunately. However, if you can catch it earlier that you can, and realize that, like we talked about, even in your posturing, your body is not a bottle, your nipple is not, and your breasts are not a bottle. So there should be no time that you're allowing your child to be nursing and taking your breast with them. That is all a part of discipline. It's love and discipline, but it's like, look, you have to be patient. I need you here. This is where the milk is. And so I need you to pay attention here and then be done. And then you can do what you would like to do. And so, I say all that to say. So that was through teething. And so just know that you can get through teething, because obviously if you're breastfeeding till 2, there's going to be teeth. So, with that being said, with weaning, it's the exact same thing. This is another level of you communicating with your child, letting it be known what needs to be done. Now, keep this in mind. This, as we talk about with breastfeeding, is a um, it's a very um it's a wonderful part of bonding with you and your baby, right? And so now you're taking away the first thing that they've ever known of of that nurturing bonding thing after birth with you. And so you want to make sure through your weaning process that you let it be known you have to replace nursing with other attentions. And so that way you and your baby don't end up feeling really, sad about the whole thing, but that you have transfer that energy into something else, an activity, some snuggling time. Of course, when you're first weaning, it's hard to snuggle because, of course, they're going to be rubbing on you, and even after weaning, oh my goodness, they still rub on you. Um, and uh, so just make sure you keep that in mind. So as you get ready to wean, there are a few things that you need to identify. Your support, because it's easier to wean when you don't have to do it alone. Now, moms, I know that there are some of us who've had to do it alone, and you can do it. It's just a little bit harder because when they see you, they figure it's somewhere in there you're going to nurse them. And so when you have a little bit of support um from anyone, a friend, hopefully your partner, maybe your mom or dad, that gives you an opportunity to give the baby to someone else for a period of time while and offer other foods, so that they're now identifying a way to replace that breast milk with other foods and other attention. And so you want to start with your child's least favorite feeding time. That one that if y'all are busy, something's going on, they may or may not nurse. And so start with that. So delete that one as you can. And so delete it by either you being able to leave the house or even leaving the room, carefully of the child, doing other things, keeping them busy, some playtime, something like that. And so then you get into, so you're now deleting those feeding times. Now, of course, the nighttime is usually the hardest time to wean because it's cuddly time. Who doesn't want a little something to drink while they're trying to go to sleep? I mean, we still like things to drink before we go to sleep. So that may be your hardest. But in that, one of the things you may find helpful is wearing a shirt that does not allow access. I have bought a series of turtlenecks. And so it was like, what? You go from these easy to pull up or access shirts to a turtleneck. And it's like, no, we're not doing that. But here, let me love and hug on you. Lots of hugs and love. Because y'all, I'm streaming from both um Facebook and Kamathi, can you go on Facebook and see if you can hear me that way? Because I'd hate to be just on Facebook. um, and it just for some reason flashed that my mic was muted and it's not now. Okay. All right. Technical difficulties. Please hang in there with me. We're still trying to figure this out. Oh, I didn't even wish y'all Happy New Year. This is our first thing in the new year. I know we had our New Year's party, family reunion. So Happy New Year, my goodness. And so we just roll on because 2021 is just going to be more of the same, unfortunately. However, we're just going to be better prepared for what we have to do. So hang in there, and know that we will hopefully, God willing, have an opportunity to see each other soon. So my apologies. Happy New Year. All right. So weaning, turtleneck, unaccessible clothes, lots of hugs and love and other things to do. That way, both of you all are not super sad about this process. Now, if you do it properly, if I'll say properly, it's probably going to take a good week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month to really get it together. It depends, of course, on the age of your baby and the capacity of different distractions in which they are at. And so know that it's happened overnight, and it's gonna be some rough times in there because your baby is gonna think, oh no, why are they taking this from me? This is something I enjoy. I need this comfort, this food, and so don't feel bad about that, mom. For whatever reason that you have decided to wean, keep that close, and it'll get you through. Now, if you are baby-led weaning and you find that your baby now is older, a lot older, and you're a little frustrated. However, and I'm talking to a couple specific moms, feel guilty about, trying to wean your baby. Know this, that your child will not be breastfeeding. There's a high possibility that your child will not be breastfeeding at 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Enjoy your time. Don't stress out about it. And especially in this world today, especially how close our children have to be because of the pandemic, sometimes that can make it a little harder, especially if you're a single mom and you're trying to do this as you can. And so don't feel bad about it. Even if other people are like, hey, why is that, older child, still nursing? This is your journey. And through its ups and downs, you are being the best mom that you know to be, and you are, and you're going to work it out, and it's between you and your baby. So as you can wean as you can, and you'll figure out how to be able to do it, but don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen for you in those periods of times, and you're able to baby led wean. Now, if you truly have to wean, then know that for whatever your particular reason, even through those ups and downs, you can do it. But it's going to be it's going to be some work and some sadness a little bit and some frustration, but you can do it. This is all a part of parenting, and you can do it. You are not depriving your baby of anything. It's going to be okay, so please know that. Also know that your sisters are here to support. Your sisters are here to support to either get you through so that maybe you don't have to wean early, or they're here to help in the weaning process. And as things allow, and we're a little bit more in person, maybe we go on a play date or something like that, where that's a distraction from a particular time to nurse. But in the meantime, is you can go for a walk safely with your baby, or have other family support help out. It's going to be okay, and you will get through it. And the reasons why you need to wean will help to get you through it. But we are here always to help. And so, I wanted to just point this out to you. So I love like biology and just anatomy and just some facts about things. So let me share this. So weaning, how your body, in terms of, because some people are like, hey, I'm still producing all this milk, or even if you're not weaning, this is just really how your body determines your supply and demand is how many times that you put your baby to breast, how often, and the frequency, and all that. So if you are nursing, and you have good supply, your body's keeping up. However, you go on a weekend trip, I don't know, we'll just say either before pandemic or after. You go on a weekend trip, you pump some milk, and you left your baby with family members. And so, but you don't pump for the weekend. First of all, you're going to be very full, obviously. But if you don't pump soon, what your body thinks you're doing is weaning, because how your body knows that you're no longer in need of your milk is that full engorged feeling. And then you are full for a little while, and then it starts to dissipate. Your breast milk is a body fluid. It starts to dissipate back into your system. But if you are too full for too long, do not pump your milk out, or express, or get it, have your baby nursed. It will pull back and realize, okay, we're done with our journey. Now, you may still have some milk, but of course you won't be as full as you were. So be careful as you happen to go back to work or things like that. You still need to be pumping or expressing your milk if you can plan to continue to breastfeed. That's important. So as you wean, as you get into those full feelings with your breast, that is your body letting you know, or you're letting your body know that you are engaging in the weaning process. And so sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable. What you want to do is to slightly hand express, maybe like in a shower, warm shower on your breast. I mean, that just sounds great, but then express just a little bit so that you can be comfortable. But what you don't want to do is pump, because then obviously it lets your body know, oh, we're still in breast milk production. So it'll be a little full, a little bit uncomfortable for a couple of days, but then you'll notice that it starts to dissipate. And so that will help in your discomfort along the way. And of course, babies, don't make it any better, because they're going to cry or whine, and they're going to feel, because they love feeling on our breasts. And that's they know that's a part of the letdown process. So it's like, oh. So just keep all of those things in mind. Once again, I want to congratulate you on your breastfeeding journey, as long or as short as it may be. And know that you are not alone in what you're going through. And that's one of the reasons why BSTARS was created, to let you know that beyond your circle of support, that there are other sisters and their families that are experiencing the exact same things. And so as we come together to encourage each other to breastfeed, encourage each other to breastfeed longer for better health outcomes, not only for our babies, but for ourselves, that we also encourage each other when we come to the end of our journeys. And as my mom says, you don't breastfeed forever. This is the very beginning of hopefully, God willing, a beautiful relationship, friendship, of other things to come, but built on a beautiful foundation of breastfeeding, and that bond that it creates. And so as you replace one thing for another, let it be in love and with patience and understanding, and you will both get through this. All right. Well, I just at least wanted to talk with you all this Wednesday, as we have been doing. We will have our next BSTARS Live meetup on the 4th Wednesday of the month. And thank you, Kamathi. We have these meetups live now virtually, as we are in this place, every the second Wednesday and the 4th Wednesday of the month. I know every now and again a month we'll throw a 5th Wednesday in there. So it's usually the second. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the second and the last Wednesday. That's how it's been falling. So it's usually the 4th, but you know how that goes. Two things I just wanted to mention really quickly. As you all know, if you turned in for our family reunion and New Year's party, we launched our BSTARS shared resource page. So if you look that up, this was launched because we have been doing this all along unofficially, but we figured we would officially put it out there, where if you have baby items that your baby has outgrown and you're trying to figure out how to bless another family, you can use this page to navigate the need between mom to mom or BSTARS if you need that extra support. So like I said, we've been doing this all along, but it would just be great to be able to have some moms to be able to network and to get those items maybe a little quicker to each other. Also, we will be hosting our 6th annual, I believe it's the 6th annual, BSTARS, A Star is Born baby shower, February 27th. And so look out for the registration. It will drop this weekend. So please, we will get that together. And despite the pandemic, it will be a hybrid event, obviously, because we have to get these actual items to our moms, but it will be socially distanced and responsibly spaced. And so look out for details for that. So please spread the word. And if you know of anyone who would like to help support or sponsor a gift or item or some funding, that would be great as well. We're just trying to make sure that our moms are. I was talking to my mom earlier today. It was just like, a lot of people, they concentrate a lot on the baby. And of course, we also do that, but we also make sure that the mom is honored and seen and supported. And so, in our efforts for this baby shower, there are some of us who are truly in need of some resources and some help. And so our baby shower health fair is the only health fair baby / community baby shower that is totally around breastfeeding. And so trying to get our moms off to a good start, at least to know some education behind it and to be able to make the decision from there, and we support them either way. And also to bless them with some actual physical items, because we like items, right? So we need that, and we need the support, and we need to celebrate our birth journey together. And so that's what we enjoy doing. So BSTARS, A Star is Born baby shower, February 27th, which is a Saturday, unlike our usual Wednesday, but it'll be Saturday, and I think it's going to be at 2, but look out for those details, and it will drop within the next couple of days, okay? All right. Well, hey, man. I have my teddy bear. I miss y'all so much. I just really don't know. So I have my teddy bear. Just let you all know that I miss you. This is for you all. And I hope that you're having a good evening. I look forward to talking to you all. As always, the BSTARS Network has access to CLCs and IBCLCs as needed in the support of you and your breastfeeding goals and journey. So take care, and we will talk again soon. All right. All right. Bye-bye. Hugs back to you.